Spider-Man for the PS2, mate. Wow, this was okay. Where do I begin? If you grew up in the early 2000s, just like myself here, you would know all the movie license-based video games that came out, mate. They were the go. They were the best. From Finding Nemo, Open Seas, and Wallace and Gromit, all those OG games that came out, mate. We grew up in a much better time back in those days, where we had better, mate. We had better movies, shows. Disney and Pixar was through the roof. We grew up with Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, the OG shows, mate. Nothing can compare to getting home after school, turning on your PlayStation to play Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man game, the OG Spider-Man game from the actual movie, and yes, starring the voice actors Tobey Maguire, William Dafoe, all the OGs came back for this movie, and I think that's one of the big reasons why it was so big, was because you'd hear Tobey doing a voiceover, and you just go, wow, I actually feel like I am Spider-Man, you know? Now, before I actually get into, like, the actual game itself, I just want to bring up the cutscenes, mate. They committed with these cutscenes. It was so bloody well done. And that's that scene where Norman transforms and he's in that chair and he's William Dafoe. Oh wow, he put on a performance in the actual movie and in the game, mate. That was to this day I still hear it. I still see it. Anyways, now here's the thing. All the missions, amazing. They were all fun. They were a bit challenging at some points. Actually, sorry, I take that back. There were 2 missions. So I was the problem, or the game was set on hard, which I did not do deliberately. And no, I'm not bad at the game. Those 2 missions were the Vulture level and the Shocker level. Mate, it was so bloody difficult. It took me so long. And the thing is, back in those old days, you couldn't watch like a walkthrough of how to get past these levels, so you just sat there for hours just trying to beat the one level, and wow, it was frustrating. But I do remember specifically on the PlayStation, I'd load it up and I'd go on to where I'd saved my last game. I'll go on and keep playing, and I'd see the Shocker like cutscene where he was running down. It was in the train station, I'm pretty sure. He was running down the train station, and you had to kind of catch up with him, and he's like trying to like attack you from a distance, shooting things down down the bloody things. And mate, it was so bloody hard. That took me so long. I nearly broke my controller, mate. That was ridiculous. For a kid's game, mate, that was just hard. That was really bloody hard and long. And the Vulture level 2, we got to chase him up the tower or whatever. I think it was the bell tower or something like that. You had to chase him up the tower. You had to keep going around the staircase to get to him at the very top. Maybe for that one, the controls or the actual game itself was broken. No, I am not making up excuses, even though that's absolutely what I'm doing. Every time I'd like jump to get over something that he's created, I'd hit the very edge of the bloody thing and I'd fall and I'd die and I'd have to start all over again, which was really annoying because let's be honest, back in the old days, you had to start from the very beginning. Those 2 missions traumatized me, mate. Those 2 missions, it gave the game flavor, I'll tell you that. And the Green Goblin level and I think it was the Scorpion level as well. Like all these characters that are in the Spider-Man universe, all these characters that you've heard of from Spider-Man, all these enemies, if you read the comic books, if you are that old, all those enemies are in this game, and it is so much fun. And the final boss is Green Goblin, obviously. He puts up a bit of a fight too. It does take a while to take him out, but his moves, his attacks, and everything, they're pretty cool as well. They're pretty fun. I will say a little side thing. I know this was back like in 2000. I'm not going to do the research. I'm too lazy. Swinging mechanics were a bit off. he just the hell is it going? Like, obviously, yeah, it's a kids game. We're all kids. We didn't give a damn about that. But growing up now, it's I'm surprised I didn't pick up on that, to be honest. The music was good. The music was really good. That little spider thing that pointed in the direction. Okay, now I think I was actually retarded for this part. The little spider thing in the corner that showed you where to go. I got lost so many times, and how it's a small city. How the hell did I get lost? Like, you know what I mean? Like, in hindsight, I was the problem. I don't know what it was. It would say go this way. I go that way, and then it would go like behind me, and I go, where the hell is it? Oh, it's on the building up above me. That's why I can't find it. And now, in my personal opinion, this is the best Spider-Man game there has ever been. The OG one, mate. It's the OG movie game. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it. I got no offense to like the new Spider-Man games that have come out over the past few years. It's just that I grew up with the, Toby era, with all those OG legends that grew up watching the very first ever Spider-Man movie that ever came out. No offense to Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, they're good Spider-Men, but they're just not the OG. Overall, mate, everything about this game was just so much fun. It was a big part of my childhood. I grew up with it. But yeah, no, the shocker level and that bloody vulture level can go suck a big one. But other than that, the enemies, the classic, normal bad guys. You had the robots. I'm pretty sure those robot things you had to fly around in. Those robot things that you had to fight. Besides all the enemies were all great. The music was great. The voice acting was great. The cutscenes were great. Everything about this game was just great, mate. If you grew up with the PS2 as well, mate, I'd love to know what kind of games you like to play. So just leave them in the comments below. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'll catch you in the next video, mate. That's all she wrote. Have a good one, mate.